doesn't work out this time, literally the universe is like,
What if?
like no.
Did
So
you
one
decide
day I had a really bad day, and I was like, that's it.
Sure.
And I left there when I was 21. I think it was 2002. Because I know I just turned 21. Because this dude asked me out, and I know he was in his 30s, and I had just said how
old were
old
you?
I was.
Okay.
I had just turned 21, and then I bought a house. I love that we don't want to record anything. That is my favorite.
Everything.
If it doesn't work out this time, literally the universe is like,
What if?
like no.
But what if it does work out and then you want to come back on?
And talk about what?
I don't know. Eventually, it becomes less of an interview and not that this is going to be super interviewy, but it becomes less of an interview and becomes more of a just talking about.
Is interviewee an actual word? Can you look that up?
It is when I say
Just
it.
kidding.
Becomes less of an interview and more of a conversation.
Ooh.
Wow, thanks, Kel.
It's like therapy.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't have a
It's
bed for you
cheaper.
to lay back on. Therapy.
Have you ever laid on a bed for therapy? Have you ever been to therapy?
I feel like most therapy's online now. Actually, a lot of it.
I think sometimes it helps if you have to go. I personally have decided to go somewhere. I just started again.
Oh, okay.
And
Do you like
when
it?
I used to have, I like the person, I just started.
Oh, okay.
I've gone twice to her, and I really like her. But when I used to do it at home on Zoom, I'd have to hide, from my kids.
Oh,
They would be,
okay.
banging
I thought you
on
meant
the
from
door.
her on the therapy
No,
call.
I'd be like, one time I was hiding in the upstairs bathroom because it was the only door that I could lock and no one needed to go into. One time I've been in the salon before. I just have to hide all the time because my kids are their fingers are underneath,
Yeah.
trying to get in.
They're clawing their way in.
I love
It's like a horror movie. Did you ever just stomp their fingers? I'm just kidding. Don't do that. They're little fingers. I would never do that. That's a joke. That's a joke. But, yeah. Do you like therapy?
Yeah.
Is it,
I think it's good.
is it worth the go?
I mean, it's kind of good, you just get to talk it out. Oh, yeah. I don't know anybody who couldn't benefit. Every person could benefit. And especially when people are I don't think I need it, they probably need it more than the other people. Because they can just help you talk it out.
Yeah.
And they don't tell you. You'll be well, what do you think I need to do? And they're well, what do you think you need to do? And then they just repeat sometimes it back to you. And you're I didn't think of it like that. Even though it was exactly the same thing you said.
Yeah.
They just...
It's like self-realization a bit.
Yeah. I'm having to figure out a bunch of stuff, and sometimes it's getting all your thoughts out, and then you can help put them in. Figure out what you want to do.
What are you trying to figure out now? Just life?
Probably not gonna.
Okay, fair enough. I don't have that doctor
My-
privilege
my-
popped out.
No,
We haven't
I
signed
mean,
any NDAs here today.
There's a lot going on in my life.
For sure. Yeah.
Things, and it's just life is hard. There's a lot of stuff that's happening, and I just have to decide what I'm okay with and willing to live with.
Right.
And because ultimately that's, you have to be okay with your decision. Make your decision. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do, and then I have to be okay with my decision.
Yeah.
Going forward.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to think about myself and my kids and
Right.
everything else.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, kind of sort through.
Yeah.
That makes
Which I didn't
sense.
think I would have to do this now at my age, but I get to do that.
30?
Yeah.
Yeah.
34. 34.
Yeah. 34. Why are you going up? I was giving you 30. Or is that more? You're 34?
30.
Yeah, 30.
McKenna's flipping 30.
Well,
Yeah, what?
the viewers don't have to know
My
that.
little sister. My
She's
baby
30?
sister is 30. She's turning 31 this
I
year.
thought you said.
Do you have anybody in between?
No.
I was
Yeah, there's
I'm
3.
I'm not.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I only know McKenna and you.
McKenna, and then my brother will be 36. 36. Oh my gosh, that's weird. Austin and I got to talk to my brother this week. He's such a... We're really similar, too. Me and McKenna are similar.
Hmm.
So, yeah.
Do you only have one sister?
I have 2 sisters and 2 brothers.
Oh, okay.
McKenna's the tiebreaker at the end. I'm the oldest.
Yeah.
And then my sister's in Virginia. And then my brother Hunt lives here.
Yeah.
And then my brother Austin's in Utah. And then McKenna is
Oh,
in
okay.
Washington.
So 2, 3. 2 brothers,
So
3
two,
girls.
and then the tiebreaker.
Okay.
Erin is my sister. Hunt is a boy. Austin's a boy.
Okay.
And McKenna's a girl. And I am also a girl.
Kind of tripping us up on Erin there.
Erin. E-R-I-N.
Yeah. Such a interchangeable name.
I know, but the spelling kind of gets it. Someone's like, well, how do you spell it? Well,
True.
she's a girl.
Yeah, if you see it with an E, then it definitely looks feminine.
Yeah.
But the A, that's boy.
But when you hear Erin, you automatically.
Yeah, I always
Her
think
name is
boy.
Erin Virginia. Would that help if I call her Erin Virginia?
Evie.
And she lives in Virginia now. She's actually applying for law school. She's a smarty pants.
How old is she?
41?
She's 41 and applying for law school?
Yeah.
Dang.
She already has her master's.
Oh, okay,
in
okay.
Other stuff.
All right.
Her
Is she married?
teacher. Yeah, she has 4 kids.
Okay. All right. Just checking.
Her oldest will turn 13.
It wasn't for me.
next month.
I just was curious.
No, she's married. She moved to Virginia. No, she's an interesting person.
So.
She went to BYU and did an internship in Tel Aviv, Israel. She has a minor in like Jewish studies from BYU. It's just kind of different.
Yeah, that's different.
And she's a teacher, and then she got her history degree and her minor in Jewish studies, I think, and then master's in teaching. And now she wants to go to law school, but kind of do more nonprofit stuff.
Oh, very cool.
It's just
Like nonprofit law.
I guess I'm not really sure. She started getting into stuff. She wants to go to law school, but went to France on her mission. Well, Switzerland, and Eastern France, so speaks French. Learned Hebrew.
Wow.
And then speaks Spanish. Like she's a smarty pants. Like she's really intelligent.
Does she have a career outside of the education she's been gaining?
She kind of has a well, she was a teacher for a while.
Okay.
She even taught at Chandler Gilbert before she moved.
Really?
And then she
History, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Okay.
And then her husband's a child psychologist and works in schools.
Oh.
He has his PhD.
Wow.
And then but she also like learned Spanish, like she just can pick up stuff.
I wonder if that's a thing, you know? I feel like people who are super into getting an education or they've been in school a lot, like they either marry or get with someone who also has a ton of education, like a PhD or something, or they get with someone who doesn't know anything.
So in my brother-in-law's family, his dad is a doctor, like family practitioner. I think he just retired. I think they might be on a mission or not. I can't remember. And then his wife was a psychologist. And then his older sister's I can't remember what she does. And then I feel like it's in the medical field. And then his brother's a doctor. And then his sister's a nurse. And I was like, what if you wanted to be like a mechanic? Like, what if, like in your family, like they all are like very, like everyone, not even just like a 4-year degree. They all need more education.
Like no manual labor jobs out here.
I know. And I was like, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, what if I just want to be a grease monkey and
No, but seriously, like what if you're like,
crank wrenches all
I want to
day?
be an artist. And they're like, no.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about that, like.
That's pretty cultural. Not, wait, what ethnicity? White, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They're from Mesa.
Oh, okay.
They went to Mountain View.
Okay.
Sorry. I don't know if that means anything to you.
I mean,
They went to Mesa and went to Mountain View.
there's definitely pockets.
Well, and
But
had money and whatever, but
because like typically Asians and
no.
Middle Eastern and those different countries like Asia, they definitely value education a lot.
But yeah, her and my brother have the most education. So my younger brother, he has his master's.
In what?
Hospital administration.
Oh.
He runs
Hospitals.
stuff. He's doing imaging centers.
Oh, okay.
Remember? He's pretty smart too.
There's a lot of stuff in medical.
Yeah, but he's like the medical, like the business side of it.
Right.
There's so much. But yeah. So I know that's a pretty random tangent about my family.
That's okay. And you're in the hair business. You're an entrepreneur.
And I have probably the least amount of education, but for a long time I made more money than all my siblings. So
I feel like anyone who goes into starting their own business, a lot of them don't have a ton of education.
I think it just depends. So like my dad started working when he was a teenager, and then after I graduated high school, so he was in his early 40s. His dad said, "You need to go get a degree." So you have all these 20 years experience, 20 plus years, but you have no degree. So if you get this degree, this 20 years experience just will mean more.
Right.
And so he went back to school and he had like 1 credit when he went back in his early 40s. And he did it in 3 years, going to MCC and ASU, which is a pretty big deal. And you have 5 kids at home.
Yeah, that's a grind.
Yeah. Except,
Was he still working too?
no,
Okay.
they had him kind of step away. And he got his degree, just his
What was he
business
doing?
degree. So they had a machine shop, aerospace machinery.
Oh, okay.
And then, so eventually he would have loved to go back and get his master's. He just didn't have the time.
Sure.
And started working in Mexico. They had a shop down in Mexico also. So.
Aerospace machinery.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then now.
What were they working on? Just.
I'm not the greatest person. What I used to say, so they used to make the molds for a certain kind of styrofoam cups. My dad would like take a cup and he could go, oh, there's trash in there. He could be like, oh yeah, we made this one.
Oh.
Like the mold for it. It was really interesting. But like stuff for satellite dishes, things that went on airplanes. They worked with
That's cool.
Boeing, lots of different things. They had government jobs that my dad would say they would have like a card with like a phone number on it. And then like usually when you get specs for stuff and blueprints, they say this is the first step and the next step and you kind of know what it's for.
Right.
It would be like this is what you need to do to this part.
Oh, so he would be telling them.
Like the government would be like make this.
Oh, okay.
And then they didn't know anything else that would be happening.
Oh, I see.
So he's done lots of stuff, but then he started a new business. He has now, it started with, he patented diesel engine oil filters. And then now they're going more into, they're working with their neighbors. Gibbs Arms lost their arms license or something through the government.
Yeah.
And once you lose that, you can't get it back. Something like that. And because they already do knives, and so they're doing more guns now.
Oh.
I guess, doing stuff. I don't know. My dad does a lot of
That's interesting.
stuff. My dad probably working now more at 67 than he did at 57.
I feel like that's the way to go, though.
Yeah.
Retiring sucks.
I mean, but he's, like, they just started another business.
Yeah.
And he just, yeah.
Probably fit with what he was kind of doing, right? Just as an extension of that.
Yeah. He's always doing stuff. Popular.
I'm blowing up on my phone over here.
I turned all my alarms off because I'll have like 17 alarms go off.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you like the tea kettle beeping during
Oh,
that?
I couldn't figure it out. I was like, is something going to explode?
We're just going to blame Kel. It's her alarm.
Oh my gosh, she is here doing service for you.
She's honored to be here. She loves it. So what's it like doing, I guess welcome. I didn't even say that, but welcome to the podcast. Now we got that out of the way. What is it like running your own business? Because you've been doing that for a while.
It
And
just tastes like water.
that's because you didn't put any sweetener in it.
I know, but it tastes like a water and there's like a smell of medicine.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. Here you go. I got you.
What benefits is it going to give me?
It's good for digestion. Lemon ginger. It's good for immune system. I'm helping you
I'm
out.
already doing this. I mean, how many?
Yeah.
I already take
What is
vitamins.
this? Prebiotic and whatever that is.
I take something else. I've been taking turmeric
Okay.
and stuff.
Yeah, it's good for
Like,
joints.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then something else. I went through all my medicine cabinet, so I'm getting all my vitamins. Like.
Do you have carpal tunnel from all the kind of hair?
So I didn't think I was. I thought I was doing pretty good, and I just thought it was like more here.
Yeah.
But because my thumbs are pretty bad, but it's kind of the same thing.
Well, because you're scissors, you know.
I'm doing what again?
You're scissors. And
On for the camera.
scissors and that, you know. Okay, we'll stop with the gestures.
Well,
But-
it's really more.
Yeah, and you like pull the hair.
I blow dry people's hair too.
Yeah. Have you ever gotten the what's that called where you get hair into your skin?
A hair sliver?
Yes,
Yes.
you have. From running your hands through all the hair, right?
Yeah, or just little pieces. I get them in my feet. I get them in. I have hair. I probably don't have them today because I just did one person.
Where are you getting?
No, I get hair all in my just like in a little pocket.
Your boobs or what?
No, like in your bra.
Oh, in your bra. Oh, well, that's
People
obviously
know
not
what's
in them.
well. No, but like a chunk, like if you cut like a big chunk, like it will just like
Oh.
fly up. Like if you wear like lower shirts. I
so
have hair everywhere. I'll get hair in my
crew
mouth.
necks.
I'll get hair in my mouth, and it's not mine.
That's gross.
Yeah. I have hair all over my... And then, like, I'll get it on the bottom of my shoe, and then I'll, like, walk somewhere in my house, because, I work from home.
Right.
And they're just, like, a random clump of hair.
It's like you have a dog, but...
Yeah, but just, like, a random big clump of hair, and I'm like, ooh. Or, like, the kid... I have this one 24-year-old who I perm his hair.
Okay.
And Penny will see him and go... Oh no, it's gonna be so bad. Like, she knows he gets a perm.
Does it look good at all? Or...
Oh no, it does look.
Okay.
Hello.
Well, I know, but I mean, some people don't look good with a perm.
No, it's kind of the same deal if we did it.
With mine or whatever.
But he was also thinning, and now it looks so much better because he has more of a style.
Oh, I see. Was that like your way of hinting that mine's thinning and I need to?
No, I wouldn't hint. I would just tell you.
Oh, is it?
Right? Do I have a problem telling people their hair is getting thinner?
She told you that the other week, Kel.
That's what I'm saying.
Just kidding. Oh, did she really? That's awkward.
But her hair is really awesome. I just did it.
Yeah, no, I like Kel's hair. Kel's hair looks good.
But it lightened up a lot, huh? Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah.
But it was also funny. She goes, oh, it stinks. I go, oh, but he can't smell. I go, he doesn't. I said, he doesn't smell. And she goes, yes, he does. And I'm like, no, I mean, he doesn't have a sense. He can't smell things. His sense of smell is
physically, he's incapable of it?
Yeah, he doesn't have a sense of smell. But I just thought it was funny that 4-year-old is like, he does smell, Mom.
How does he not have a sense of smell?
Something, I have another friend, but he had a head injury, and that's why he lost his sense of smell. Okay. And his taste is really off, too.
Oh.
It's like a medical thing. Like, it can happen.
Have they noticed if their other senses have increased?
I don't know.
When you lose one?
He's going to go to medical school. I can ask him. He's a pretty smarty pants, too.
Guess you don't really need scent for medical school. Probably helps, low-key. Cut somebody
maybe
open.
It could also benefit not smelling.
True.
Crappy things, literally.
Right. Like they're changing a bedpan or whatever.
I mean, he's going to be a doctor.
Right.
So probably not have to do that.
What if he's in the room when they change it?
But it was super funny. Oh, also, I was getting ready earlier. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to go do a podcast. They're like, what's a podcast? My nephew. And she goes, it's for my ex-husband or my ex-boyfriend. I think that's what Eva said. And it's just like nonchalant. Like, she's just like throwing it out there. And my nephew was like...
She's got to let the people know.
He's like 7 and he was like...
It's like, what?
I don't understand. So it was pretty funny.
We might want to give context that your daughter's...
My daughter is 6 years old.
Yeah.
And she loves Matt. But she calls him Matthew. She's like the only person that calls him Matthew.
She wants to...
And every time we talk about cinnamon or peanut butter, she goes, oh, he can't eat that.
Can't partake.
And what did she say? Oh, I'll make him ham sandwiches instead of peanut butter jelly sandwiches. That she was really like...
You should tell her I'm really more of a turkey man myself.
Oh.
I don't know if that'll ruin it for her, though, so...
I don't know. I mean, I like turkey, but turkey can be so... Like, you gotta add a bunch of extra stuff.
Yeah. I just don't like ham. I just think it's too salty. You know?
See, turkey's like...
True.
Do you add mustard on your turkey sandwich?
Yeah, for sure. Mayo, mustard, lettuce.
So mayo. You're
pickles.
a mayo, not Miracle Whip. See, my dad hates mayo, so we had Miracle Whip. And I didn't even really... I can do both, but it's so weird. My mom hates Miracle Whip.
It's gross.
It's my dad. It's just sweet.
See the generation that calls it dressing, too?
No, he's not old, and he's not from Idaho.
Okay, well, my grandpa's 90, and he is from Idaho, and he calls it... They do Miracle Whip, and he calls it dressing.
My step-grandma used to say catsup.
Catsup?
Ketchup. Catsup.
That's gross.
Yeah.
I want some
It's
catsup.
just weird. Just like things.
Yeah.
Like, do you call it... What do you call a can of Coke? Is that...
Pop?
You call it pop?
No,
or soda?
but everyone calls it pop, the older
it's
generation.
Pop or soda. It depends. Different parts of the country.
True.
They call it pop in, like, Snowflake.
Oh, okay. I think that's more of a rural thing.
Yeah. I guess it just depends.
I just call it soda.
Soda.
So we get a soda.
Did your mom call all, like, jeans Levi's?
No.
There's some that would be like, oh, get your Levi's on. Even if they're not Levi's, it's
right.
Like, jeans.
I just call them jeans.
Yeah.
That's what we were raised on.
It's interesting, some of those things that we say that are a brand, not a product.
Right.
Because they did so well.
Mm-hmm. Like Kleenex?
Yeah. Kleenex. Jacuzzi.
Jacuzzi, right?
It's a brand.
Right. It's actually a hot tub, but
Yeah. There's so many things. Like even something, oh, just get me a Coke. They don't mean a Coke. They mean get me a soda.
right.
So there's so many. They did
That's
such
confusing.
good advertising and marketing. That
Right. The brand and the product become the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is pretty.
Ziploc,
Yeah, true.
Tupperware.
That's true. It's a plastic container, but it's
Yeah, everyone calls
called
it
Tupperware.
Tupperware. Even if it's the crap ones.
Who's really competing in that space? I guess Ziploc. Ziploc has Tupperware or plastic containers.
I know, but what I'm saying is like if you name some of those, like it's pretty awesome. I have no idea where that came from in my mind either. But like same thing, like just building your brand and building a product that people associate that with that.
Probably because you have a brand. That's why it came up.
I have a brand.
Yeah.
What's
you're-
my?
I don't even know what your hair shop is called.
I don't have a name. I have tried for like decades to try to find a name.
Should we workshop it?
Well,
What's been some of the options?
So when me and my cousin were little, we were going to go to beauty school,
Yeah.
and we decided. And then I went to beauty school my senior year, and she had a baby.
Oh.
But we were gonna when we were really little, we called it A to Z cuts. I think we were like 10. I mean, that's not too bad for 10-year-olds.
No,
right?
it's good. A to Z cuts.
Yeah,
I mean, what more do you know? You know the alphabet. Kindergarten hit a few years back, so
I guess.
A to Z seems like a solid
And
name.
then,
Could you cover everything, right?
yeah, I've seen like we could use like initials, but I don't know. I've always thought like someone's like going over to your house, like just going over and hanging out at my friend's house and just like doing my hair. But I was like, what am I gonna say? Like my friend's house? Like I don't know. Seriously, I'm always looking at my friends like, oh, cut a bee, and I was like,
Cut a
probably-
bee?
Yeah, but the real word. I don't use that word. I
Oh.
think it's.
I see what you're saying.
I mean, I know you use that word.
Occasionally. Only on people who deserve it. I'm just kidding. I actually don't use that word that often. Or ever.
Only when you're like Mitchell, stop being one.
I feel like cuss words are just funny. Like they're
Now,
fun
there's
if they're
other
funny.
swear words I say a lot, and my kids have learned them from me. It's like I really can't get mad at my 6-year-old when she's just like, oh, shit. Like, but she does it like, ugh. Like, I can't really get mad at her.
Right. Because you feel it.
But, like, I don't like it when my kids are mean. Like, you could call someone, like, a poopy head, and that makes me, like, that's being mean.
I see.
But when she's just like, ugh.
In her own frustration.
Yeah.
I see.
One time something fell and she just was like,
Mine turned off? Hers? Whose?
No, Vanessa's.
oh, good. It's God saying don't.
We're back on.
But, like, something fell and Eva was just like, was she saying, she's like, damn it. Damn it. And she just kept saying it. I was like, can you stop? Like, I was just like, you gotta stop.
Like, not yet.
Like, I was like, you're 7. I don't even think I said my first swear word until I was older.
Yeah, I would have been punished hard for swearing. So
Penny's first
We got
word was
punished
the
for
F
saying
word.
stupid.
that's a big one to come in on.
It was like a couple of years ago too, and she comes in the house and she was cold and she was like, "Mom, I'm effing cold. Get me a towel." And I'm like, "Wait, what did you just say?" She was like, "I'm effing cold," and she was like, and I was like, "Who did you?"
Did she say like effing or did she?
No,
actually
she
say
said
No,
the
she-
real
She
word.
dropped the full bomb.
Well, that's just like the one time she called someone a dumb A, and I was like, I don't think that's better. Like she said dumb A.
Oh, just with A.
And I
see.
was like, oh, I don't like that either because they kept calling each other that.
Yeah.
But I go, where did you hear that? She's like, Dad says it. And I was like, can you not say that? Like, the F word's a big one for like a little kid.
Yeah. It's,
Like, there's not like a real reason. Eva's was GD. And I was like,
that's a big
I
one.
never say that.
Yeah.
So which is funny that their first ones were always ones, except Sadie's first one was shit, and we definitely know who she got that one from. Sadie will just get mad and just be like, just say it, or shut up. She says shut up. Did you
I
catch
think
She
that's the one
says
with-
that in church one day.
Yeah. She's
Oh
been-
no, she says it a lot more to
Shut
the
up?
point
Yeah.
where it's like a joke in other.
Shut up.
No, she goes, "Shut up, Mom."
Yeah.
That's the
She
new
also
one.
says
We're
shut
not
up,
talking about
Vanessa.
shut up.
She
We're
also
talking
says
about
shut up, Vanessa.
Wow,
And
full
that's now a
name.
joke in someone else's family.
Well, it's
Like
well,
they said shut up, Vanessa as a joke. 'Cause
Oh.
like Felicia kind of,
right.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
you don't know.
I mean, I know that term, but I didn't know Vanessa and Felicia were close enough.
No. But another family uses it. Kind of like
I see.
they did something and they're like, "Shut up, Vanessa." Like and then someone told me.
I see. So,
I'm sorry, going back to.
Oh no. Does it with Sadie, because she kind of repeats the same phrases.
Yeah.
What's
But I'm kind of like, she
What do you do?
usually does it when she's mad, but
Okay.
also she only says shit when she's upset. So, and or when things are happening. So it's actually
at least it's in context.
smart. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, she gets mad at me at church, like, go away. Like,
Yeah.
it's usually when I'm trying to get her to do something.
It'd probably be more concerning if she was
but I
happy and
was
saying
like,
it.
or when I've told her not to say it,
Mm.
then she says all the words she knows she's not supposed to say. She's like, stupid head. And I'm
Mm.
like, yeah, okay, you can't say that one either. I don't like this. This is dumb.
The cord?
Yeah.
Just throw it over your shoulder. There you go. And then let it just drop the whole way down, and then you won't have to deal with it. There you go.
Would you like
Better?
some salon idea names?
Oh.
Chat
Oh, did you
GPT?
do you have
Did
a
you
couple?
think of some?
Should we vote?
It's from Chat GPT, not me.
Oh.
All right. First, we have Vanessa's Vibe Salon.
Okay. Vanessa's vibe.
Vanessa's vibe. That's like a mouthful. VV.
Yeah. Hey, that's kind of
VV?
VVS. It's like CVS.
You could say like "Welcome to the VV." I don't know. That sounds
Sounds like a disease, honestly.
It kind of sounds dirty.
sounds like something sexual.
Welcome to the double V.
I know, that sounds like even worse.
Whoa.
We'll cut that out.
Back up. Yeah, I was like,
This is something
I love
that's
it when you
an
always
explicit
say, I'm
program.
going to cut that out. And then you guys never cut it out.
Sometimes it's hard to go back and find
You're
it.
like, oh, that wasn't really worth it.
Have to mark this as an explicit episode.
Okay, then we have
Oh, already we've sworn.
Yeah.
yeah.
You've sworn a few times, actually.
It's all right. You're not Matt's
It's
first.
okay.
I wasn't.
explicit
No,
episode.
David comes on and swears all the time.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Well, you know, David.
He's basically a sailor. Anyways, okay, VV, that's an option. The double
Vanessa's Glam Studio.
V. I hate that.
I don't feel like that's what I do.
Yeah.
I don't glam anybody.
No.
I feel very glamorous when I leave, though.
Okay. Vanessa's Lux Locks.
Okay, next.
Vanessa's Beauty Bar.
So far, VVS is sounding really good.
Right. And then we have Vanessa's Radiance Retreat.
That sounds like we're in the mountains.
Yeah.
Something. In the mountains? Maybe cut Vanessa out? I don't know.
Maybe.
So, I think you know. Well, no, you probably know too, because my friend called me V one time, and you,
Sure.
like, made fun.
Yeah.
Or-
Did
and I said...
I make fun of a lot of things.
Yeah. But my friends call me V or VT.
Okay.
And vet.
Yeah.
Like, there's been this whole... And it got to Benicia. I mean, I got to my nickname kind of changed. But vet. I have friends that call me vet or VT or just V.
Maybe that's the name of the salon.
What?
The vet.
The vet?
Yeah. It kind of throws it off because
Yeah, but people are going to be like, what?
like you help animals, but you actually
They
don't.
like bring their pet and you're like, no, I do hair.
But new business, because every owner who has a pet probably has hair. Not every, but you know.
I mean,
probably.
unless they bring in a hairless cat.
Those are so...
She's not gonna cut the hair of the animals.
Yeah, but I
I'm
don't...
saying they think it's the vet. They come in and she's like, I don't cut their hair. I cut yours.
Oh.
New clientele.
Yeah, but then I'd have to deal with animals. I barely like the ones that I have and my own children.
I like how we're equating those on the same.
Oh, I looked up more that have to do with hair.
Oh,
Oh, okay. All right.
the main event, but like main, like, sorry.
Okay,
That
that's
is
kind of
actually, like,
solid.
Almost one of them. That's like
There are some, in small towns, they have some pretty awesome names of little salons.
I like that main event hair salon.
yeah.
I like that. Okay, let's put that on there.
First we have Vanessa's Signature Styles.
Okay.
I don't know if you really style hair.
Well,
Not like well,
What do you mean?
like I mean like do people ever just
Bro, that's
come in
fighting
to, like,
words right
style
there.
their hair
are you guys about to just?
It's like a blow dry?
or like just like to like come
Prom?
style their hair?
Or the, yeah.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
I guess that.
Or wedding,
No,
or,
she's a hair stylist.
like, I have
Yeah,
clients who
right,
just come and
yeah.
get, like, their hair done for pictures or whatever.
Yeah, she puts product in mine. Sometimes after.
Bro, she puts product in whatever.
No, she asks me before she does mine because I'm.
Well, because you put your hat on.
Yeah, as soon as I get cut.
Yeah, she always asks me if I'm going to the gym after.
Well, because I'm not gonna blow, but now I know when you go to the gym. Like when I go to the gym, not with you, But when I used to go to the gym, I would be like the ring of sweat everywhere. I'd be like working out, and you're just like, I don't even like.
Yeah, she glams up for it.
No, wait.
I don't think she does.
Well,
She has like clothes on. I mean, that's.
I would hope.
I mean, I'm not saying that you look trashy or anything when you go, but I don't feel like you ever have glammed up. Like, I don't feel like
Put your eyebrows on for sure.
Her eyebrows are always on.
I know. I'm just joking at this point. I really like Main Events. That was good. That's a good name.
Actually, there's one. It's Vanessa's main attraction.
That also sounds like, you know what that sounds like? Almost like a service. But like a
sex service?
Well, I was gonna use different words.
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
I see what you're saying though. That one does sound a little.
Yeah. Wait, what was
main
it?
event works.
That Vanessa's main attraction. It seems like something I'm doing.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
just like Vanessa's hair haven.
Hair Haven. It's a safe
Or
space.
Strand Studio.
Strand.
That's kind of nice. I like that. Strand Studio. Right now, Main Event and Strand Studio. Those are the top two, I think.
Not the VVS.
And then VBS.
But we'd have it, and then like all my cards would just be.
There's one that says Vanessa's Tresses and Trends, but
What
that
the
one
heck?
sucks.
The Tresses and Trends?
I'm just giving you what ChatGPT.
I've seen, cut and dye.
Oh, that's good. Like,
Except I don't like the word dye.
oh, that's
Like
right.
curl. No.
How about
Curl
cut
up
color?
and dye. Curl up and dye. Like.
Oh, I see.
But I don't remember. I like.
But you can
don't like
swap it.
yellow.
How about cut and color?
That's
That's just
The-
like
I know.
curl up and dye, but curl up and dye.
But you should
I'm
you
gonna
should
just
do
play
you should do
this.
your
Is it worth
salon-
it? Is it worth it for the name though?
No,
you should do
because I was gonna
your
get an
salon,
LLC.
But did you
Yeah.
die?
So when I got married, if something happened, they could only go after my company and not my.
Right.
Personal
Everything.
stuff.
Yeah.
Well, then I just
if-
12 years later haven't done that.
What if you named your salon, but did you die?
But did you say that? That's my
Yeah.
shirt.
But did you die? But
But
then change
DYE?
the- Yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Okay, are we writing these down?
Sweating. I'm like sweaty.
It's a little warm in here. I'll admit.
Gosh.
It's the
And then
tea.
I'm like, the tea. Oh, I
He's
know
got
why
a
you
warm
want
heart.
tea.
He's got a
Is
warm
because he wants the tea.
Oh yeah, spill the tea, ladies.
That should be your show name.
No.
The tea
sure
with
there's already-
Matthew and the tea.
Oh, Matt T.
Tea?
Oh my gosh. That's it.
That's my name. Hey.
Why did you pose?
What?
Nothing.
Why did I pose? What? Oh, like that.
Yeah.
Natalie, no.
I don't even think the camera's on me. I think it's on you right now. So
No, it's on you. Right?
shoot, they caught the pose. So, but what is it like?
It's like when he goes to the gym.
What is it like running your business? Because obviously you've been doing it for 12 years. You said no, probably longer than that.
I've been
'cause
married
for
12
12 years,
years.
right?
I've been running my own business. Well,
Yeah.
I've had my license. This last September was 25 years.
Wow.
For being a 34, it's really hard.
I think a lot of people struggle to like stick to something though, so that's impressive.
Well, like I don't want to do anything else.
When did
I
when
mean,
did
so
you
one
decide that?
one day I had a really bad day, and I was like, "That's it." You know, sometimes you want to quit your job.
Yeah.
But one day I had a really bad day, and I was like, "I am quitting like hair."
Oh wow.
And I was like, "What am I gonna do?" And I was like,
That's probably the day you got it down your shirt, you know.
"That's every day."
I just play. I would. That's
He's
when
really
I.
obsessed about like my shirt.
No, I just. You brought that up. It's because it says, "But did you die?" I like that. That's cool.
It's your main attraction.
My main attraction is the hair down my shirt. Things in my shirt are the main attraction.
That's what they're going for. That's crazy. Okay.
They're called other things, but
Too many jokes could be made off this. Anyway, so you're saying, I was asking how you.
So I started working
Yeah.
my first job.
At a salon. Or.
I feel like you don't remember. I'm sure you don't
No.
remember. Worked at Great Clips.
Okay, that's.
I was a receptionist first, and then I went in, took my test, and started working there. And I was there for about 2 years, and I was I was a shift manager. It was like basically the highest other than being like an assistant manager, but they didn't have to pay me as more. But I was like 19 doing this. And then I quit when I was 20 though. And then, yeah. because I was there for a little bit. And then I worked at Great Clips, and you learn how to cut hair. You cut hair all the time. And I think going to Great Clips for a haircut is totally fine. It's the people who've been there like 15 years. They haven't like moved forward. And so I was there for a couple of years, and then I went to Arizona Hair Company. So it was like I moved myself up.
Yeah.
And then I rented. I didn't have a station. I got paid like commission.
Sure.
And I did that, and then I was there, and I know I left there when I was 21. I think it was 2002. Because I know I just turned 21. Because this dude, I remember this dude asked me out, and I know he was in his 30s, and I had just said how old I was. Okay. I had just turned 21, and I was like, what? Like, it's not, sometimes you don't know how old someone is.
Was he in the chair while you...
Yeah, and he was, like, kind of hitting on me, and I was like,
okay.
You don't have enough money.
Was he good looking?
I don't think so, because I was... Age doesn't matter if you're attractive enough and have enough money.
Age doesn't matter?
No.
Right. You know, yeah, you're right. Well, I mean... Yeah. Okay.
So I was at Arizona Hair Company, and then I was busy. I had my own clientele, and I was giving away like 40 to 50% of my income all the time. I didn't have to buy anything, so I started to go. I went and rented a station. I rented a chair, and I was in Chandler, and it's not there anymore. It was called Anderson Springs Salon Day Spa on Dobson and Ray by Valley Luna, Pita Jungle.
Shout out, not there anymore.
Yeah, but so I went over there.
That was the start.
And I was there, and then I lost basically all my clients.
When you moved over there?
When I moved, not very many people followed. But people think they're going to, and then they're like, But then I just built up my business, and I was there for a few years, and then I bought a house. Well, I had a condo before. I had bought a condo when I was 20, when I turned 20. And then I got a house, and
Sure, I'm okay over there.
I bought a house, and then I decided to work from home. And I had a client be like, why don't you just work from home? And I'm like, well, I'm not married, and I don't have kids. She's like, so? Because usually, moms work at home, whatever.
Right.
And think about, now everyone works from home, but not, people didn't used to just.
Yeah, back then you went to work.
Yeah. So I started working from home and built up my clientele again. And then, so I've been on my own completely, not even in a salon since 2005.
Wow.
2006? Shoot, that's like 20 years.
Yeah, I was 6.
Dude. Oh.
I was 1.
I like how she's like, I was 1.
I was barely conceived. That's what she said.
Just came out the womb.
The womb? Okay. So yeah, I did that, and so when you work for yourself, you're always working.
Sure.
Like, let's see. Like, I did all my reminder calls. Okay, no clients have texted me, but like usually, like I wake up to text. Like, I had this dude text me the other day at like 1:30 in the morning for a haircut. He's also a youngin'. Like,
that's something I would do, yeah. Although I try not to, though. I try to be respectful
my phone's
about
on silent. Except I think you go to bed early. And then you text me at like 6 in the morning. I was like, why are you awake at 6 in the morning?
I feel like, well, I
was awake, but that's because someone got me up.
I go to bed pretty late. Like, I usually go to bed around 1. But then I also wake up early. But.
What's wrong with you?
I don't know.
Do you nap during the day?
Not usually.
I feel like you should sleep because I'm not. Someone should be sleeping for me. Will someone get more sleep? Because I can't sleep.
I can't.
My problem is.
But that makes sense. I mean, you have to get up like really early.
Too early.
To go to Leonard.
I found 2 things. One, I feel like. Wait, what? Did I miss a joke here?
No.
Okay. I feel like 2 things. One, I feel that when I sleep more or too much, there's a capacity of my sleep where there will be moments where maybe I've been up a little bit too much, so I get tired, and then I'm like, I gotta reset. But at the same time, sometimes I'll sleep too much, and then I'm just more tired. So sometimes these shorter stints of sleeping works better for me. But then also, I just have a hard time shutting it off. Like, I'll go to bed, and my brain's just still working through problems and solutions and ideas.
Because you're probably on are you on? Because they say you're supposed to like shut your
social media.
devices off like an hour. Or I even started to go like there's like the night
Night mode.
and stuff. It's just darker.
Do you do the color filter? So I've been doing on
I
my.
don't even know what that means.
Yeah. So on.
But I'm not really like on social media.
On mine, I've done a color filter, so it goes red.
That's like weird.
But it's better for your eyes, you know.
I know, but I feel like that's not very calming.
No, but you know.
Okay, so you do that at night or just all the time?
I'll do it at night, and then during the day, if I really am distracted by my phone, I'll put it in color or gray mode, so you can gray out the entire screen. Because there's a study literally that shows that if it's not colorful, you're less interested in it. So, does it work? I don't know.
Interesting. Drinking these together is really weird.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just throw that out there. And
Yeah.
I just burped, so
I feel like it's a stomach churner a little bit.
it's okay.
But
It's not the worst thing
did what?
out of my mouth.
I think that's a good. Whoa. Oh my.
I mean, I've tasted really gross stuff.
Yeah. No. Of course. That required a double take. Yeah. I think what's interesting that people don't think about is when you're in your own business and running your own business, especially at the beginning, or if you're kind of a small business where it's just you, every aspect of the business becomes your responsibility.
So when I try to take time off, I work like an insane person before and an insane person after.
Right.
Usually, I will have the same amount of work. I just have different time to do it in. It's not like someone's gonna. Very rarely does someone like, well, I'll just go somewhere else. So, like, for other people, if you weren't at your job for like a day, is there someone else that does your job, or will it be there tomorrow?
It'll be there tomorrow.
So, like, if you got sick for a week, just no one's doing your job.
Well, no. If I was sick,
There's multiple people in your position.
Well, that's what I'm saying is like, no one's like, oh, I'm just gonna go over here. Like,
Right.
if I couldn't get you in this week, unless you didn't want, like, some people are like, so when it does happen and then they go somewhere else and then they're like, I've made a horrible decision and they've had a messed up. But I still have like 100 clients to do. I just do it in less time. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So I'm always working. I have to go to the beauty supply, do my taxes, do my books. Now it's just, I've been doing it so long, it's all my stuff.
Right.
Clean my stuff. I hate cleaning my own salon because do you want to go clean your own office? Like if they were like, no, you have to clean your own office and all the bathrooms.
Yeah. It's kind of gross.
I mean, yeah. So it's just, I'm always doing all my jobs. And since I work at home, I'm always doing, like, which I do love working at home because I probably save myself $1,000 of
Right.
rent. And then we can mark off certain things, like, for taxes and stuff. But I'm with my kids.
Right.
Which is really hilarious so if I worked in a different salon, I would charge more.
Sure.
I'd have different kind of clientele, and I would probably make more money. Well, I would make more money. But, so it's interesting when my lovely 6-year-old tells me that all I care about is money, and I'm really selfish. And I don't love my kids. And I'm like, I'm with you all the time.
Right.
But that has been really great that I've been able to be with them. Even if I've had sitters, they've pretty much now after work, after school, there's just like an hour and a half that they're on their own when I'm home, but they're usually doing something. But we figured out they entertain themselves pretty well.
Sure.
And they come in the salon, but that's also another reason it's really informal. So, bless you. I'm not going to charge someone like $100 for their haircut when, Penny's going to come in and like sit on your lap
Right.
and draw you a picture and make you read her a book. I'm not kidding, like all these things happen.
Sure.
So, but I also don't, I always wanted a place that like my mom would want to go to. Like if it's too snooty, like if you went to two nights of a salon, I feel like when I used to go to my friend's salon, I felt like I had to get dressed up to go get my hair done.
Right.
And,
Right. No, that makes sense. There's this lady I know up in Idaho who also does hair.
Like since you were a little kid, that one?
Well, I never went to her when I was little, but my dad went to her when he was a kid or when he was a teenager. So she's a bit older now, but obviously. And but it's interesting because she's her market is just that small town, really, and maybe the town's off to the sides of it or whatever, 30 minutes away. And but it's similar to that, right? It's kind of this, not really super formal, but it's more of a gathering place where people just come and get their hair cut and have a good time and shoot the breeze. And
well, and it's
so
also
I'd say yours is a similar.
Well, and like people can bring their kids, like, oh, my kids, whatever, and like it's fine. I have toys. Like they'll go in the other room and like I'll put on Bluey or something. But it's always been like that. Even before I had kids, I had bins of toys and stuff for the kids to do.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's what I like, because I like it. It's more like those are like my people.
Sure.
Than people who. And I can usually tell when someone comes in.
If they're going to fit the vibe.
Well, if they're going to be happy with me or not. Even before I do their hair.
What's the tells?
I don't know. It's just like they're not gonna be happy with me. And it has almost nothing to do with me, but like I'm just not your style.
I see.
You know how you'll meet some people and you're like, they're a hairdresser.
Maybe. Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna go back. Like think like singles. Like think you'll see these girls and they're like she.
Oh yeah, you can tell
whatever.
like their focus is something in that.
But like I don't think like that's my vibe. Like people see me and are like, oh, like you're a hairdresser, but not like, oh, that totally makes sense.
Yeah, you're doing it because you like it, not necessarily because you need to.
No, but I'm not like there are people that you meet and you know they were a hairdresser.
Sure.
Does that make sense? Is that weird?
One thing that's interesting too, I've noticed and maybe this is a generational thing, but my grandma's generation, that generation, getting your hair done like maybe it still is, I don't know. But
every week?
Yeah, like coming in every week, getting your hair done.
It's not so much. Some people still do it. When my friend, we lived really close before. She lived really close when she was pregnant. She came and got her hair blow dried once a week.
Wow.
But I also charged her $10.
Sure.
And got washed and blow dried once a week. I mean, so, but like.
Do you see more older clients that do that?
I mean, I don't have any of those clients.
Oh, okay. I see.
I've never really had those clients since I was like in beauty school. Like you'd have your little like shampoo sets.
Right.
So shampoo set, if you're not sure what they are, you would wash their hair, and sometimes you were the last person to wash their hair. And maybe it was a week or two ago. Ooh. And you would wash their hair a few different times. And then you would like put this gel
really rinse
and then you have
out.
these little rollers.
Yeah.
Plastic rollers. Not like, or maybe sometimes they would bring their brush rollers and you would do them and it would be like, and then you put them under the dryer and then when you take them out, they were just like, you took them out and it was just like these big
rolls. Whatever.
Yeah. And then you'd brush it out. And I went to beauty school in Mesa, so we did a lot of blue hair, like old ladies.
I see.
But
it's always the old ladies, because even the shorter hair where it's more poofy or they have like a perm that then they blow out.
But I think that's changing. We were talking about that today, me and my sister, of how old people were. Like, okay, so the first Home Alone, you know, the bandits, what were they called? The wet bandits, you know. So the guy with the more crazy hair, 28.
He's 28 years old?
He was 28 in that movie.
Okay.
But he looks so much older.
Yeah, he looks 40.
But see, that's what I'm saying is like in Golden Girls, you know who the Golden Girls are, right?
I think so. Like Betty White?
Yeah. But like when they were doing Golden Girls, they were in their like 50s.
Right.
But like J-Lo's 55.
Sure.
So like think about...
Are you saying...
So, like, how people styled the hair. So, they used to say when you got old, you had to cut your hair off. As a woman. This is just women, because, you know, men are on their...
What's up with that? Why?
Well, I don't know. There was, like, something that you cut your hair short and you got a perm.
This is like a sign of maturity.
I guess. That's something you could ask Shelly about.
Yeah, why did my mom jump in when she was in her 20s?
Have you met Michelle?
Hey, whoa. Let's not make this a hateful podcast.
No. She's just like, you know, she always says that she gets along with the older generation.
True, but I'm the one that got her to grow it out.
True.
Because she kept on perming and doing the whole thing. And then finally I was like, Mom, you should grow it out. And I said, I'll grow mine out if you grow yours out. And then for some reason that bet really stuck with her. And she did. And she hasn't cut it. Well, she's trimmed
You're
it.
such a good son.
I trying to help. Try to do my part.
Make the world a more beautiful place.
At least for Rusty.
But it's just interesting how certain styles that made people look older.
Yeah.
Like by changing someone's hair, how it would like make it look better. I'm trying to think of somebody, just like changing their hair. You're like, oh, that looks so much like a better thing.
I wonder why that
I don't know
older
what it was,
generation
but
did that, but
you're too old to have long hair. Like that's what they would say,
yeah,
and it's really interesting.
you're too old to have nice long locks. What's
Well,
that about?
or people think that, like, I'm not really sure. I don't really know. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Look that up, Kel. See if you can find out why that generational trend happened. And if we can't, we can't. Can you look that up for us? Thank you. Yeah, I don't know. It is weird. I just know it seems like it needs a lot of upkeep.
But also, so like back to like people getting their hair done once a week, but getting your hair done was like an event.
Right.
It's just like, when people used to fly, they used to dress up, and now people look like they're like going to Walmart.
Yeah, they're like homeless.
Yeah. So, Walmart, homeless, yeah. But
Same
like
thing.
they going to the movies, all these things, like it was, people took a little bit more pride in what they.
Right. Image was more important.
Yeah. Well, it's just they got dressed up.
Right. Well, that was a very
And the same thing with the getting their hair done. But think about, I don't think they had like personal blow dryers at home, and maybe they didn't have curling irons.
more
and all that
expensive.
stuff.
Yeah.
And so I don't know.
I feel like that was a baby boomer thing though too. Nice house, nice hair, image looked good.
Yeah.
That was a very baby boomer
But
thing.
that's also, which some those generations, it's also like, I don't care what's going on the inside as long as you look perfect. That's
Right.
like, they're the ones that need the therapy.
Right.
Or their kids need therapy because,
Image was so important.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still people like that, but it's like, but almost to the point, like now, it's like, oh, do whatever you want. I think there is still, I think that wasn't great, but I think sometimes
We swing from side.
it's like parenting,
Right.
before it was like you do it because you're supposed to do it.
Yeah.
Like kids being, you are seen and not heard.
Right.
Literally to now, they can just do whatever they want.
yeah.
Not always. Obviously, there's always different things, but I remember one of my clients telling me, like, when she would go to her grandma's house, like, she didn't play with her ever.
Right.
And then, like, my mom was, like, on the floor playing with all the grandkids.
Right.
And it's just totally different. My grandma didn't do that for me. And even when I was born, she was, like, in her 40s. And
Right.
my mom's in her mid to late 60s.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mom.
Definitely a generational swing of some behaviors. Because obviously, if you get raised that way,
Like-
you're probably not going to want to.
Like, your grandma,
Yeah.
did she play with you?
No, but I'm also the challenging thing for me is that my mom got married at 30 and my dad also was 28, and my mom, her parents they had her way when they were much older. So like her siblings and cousins, my cousin between me and my next oldest cousin is probably 15 years different. So my grandparents were much older by the time I was.
Yeah, but
I can remember.
But I'm just saying, like, did they? But okay, so you
don't
said
think so.
Your grandma is what? How old?
My grandma right now is in her late 80s. My grandpa that's living is in his 90s, and my mom's parents are both deceased.
Yeah. So, but like, I think it just depends. Like my mom's 67.
Matt.
We good? All right.
My mom is 67,
Yeah.
and because I didn't have Penny till I was 39,
Right. But she still plays. Yeah.
but she still plays with them and takes them to the
Yeah.
park and whatever. I think it's also just different how
Yeah.
generations did that.
Well-
because like, even if it's not an age thing, like, don't you think? So your mom is, 50,
Right.
but no, but I'm just saying, like, she's gonna get grandkids, and
Oh,
I
she'll
feel
play
like
with
she's
them.
gonna play
Yeah,
with
for
them.
sure. For
different.
sure. For sure. Yeah.
But like it's like, but like physically play with them, not
Yeah.
just
Yeah, not just
sit on my lap. and
throw
read
something
you
to them. Yeah. Here,
Well,
take
like,
this.
our-
Yeah,
kid.
you guys
grandma
have
will,
so
like-
many toys.
Yeah,
Did
we
the
do.
heater turn on? Oh my hell!
No, I think it just kicked off or something.
Matt.
No, I don't make anything from this, but a lot of it was before I went on my mission. I was working for my dad. He had some equipment. They bought me like a sound audio box. That's where I kind of got
So
started
you just do this for kicks?
Is this screen
for fun.
fuzzy?
What?
Is this screen fuzzy?
I don't know. Why does it look blurry over there? It's probably not a very good screen. So That's fine.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it looks so focused, but...
No wonder ours was out of focus. Does it look good, though?
On there?
Yeah.
I can't...
No, I mean, is it lined up?
Yes.
Okay. So, yeah, I kind of just do this for fun right now, but I'm trying to grow it. I mean, it's doing better. We're getting a fair amount of views on different platforms, and
it's hard because the podcast industry is so saturated.
yeah, there is a lot, but I don't think it's so saturated where you can't find
Oh,
success
yeah,
in it.
You can still find success. It's just saturated, and then
I think it's consistency, honestly.
And also, like...
Would you have been more consistent?
Yeah, I'm trying to be. We're at 43 episodes now, so I think this will be 43.
Just
but,
once a month, have David on.
yeah, rotate him in and out. But so yeah, I'm trying to be more consistent with it, and then I think it's just consistency and making it grow. Most podcasts don't make it past, like, I think it was like 5 episodes or whatever, because people will start it and they go, oh, this is way too much work. So
My friend Amy had a podcast. It was pretty funny.
was it?
Yeah.
Did she stop?
So her brother has all the stuff. I mean, she did stop, but was she having a baby? I think she had a baby.
That's a good reason.
I mean,
I'll give her.
And then her brother, and he did all the stuff, and then he's
It's kind of weird.
well,
Strange.
he's a jerk.
And
so it was kind of like, how's she gonna, like, he has, because he like records and like music and all this stuff, so he has like all the stuff, and so she's like, I don't know, but she had really interesting, I think I told you, she met this guy randomly, and he was the one who figured out like the poppy seeds in the drug testing. Like she met that guy.
Yeah, like the poppy seeds actually messed up drug
enough
testing.
of it can mess up your drug testing.
Sure.
Like he's the one because he worked for the military or whatever, and it was him.
Oh, that's weird.
So he's always like, well, I was referred to in Seinfeld, but not really because it's not like his name is on the thing. But
And that's the brother?
it was just like she met these people and would interview these people, and it was just like really interesting people.
That's weird.
And just like
cool,
different feeling, just like people that you know, but like, oh, that's an interesting story of how that happened and whatever.
Yeah, that's the thing that's been fun about doing the podcast is, I mean, everyone knows more people than you think, and the challenge part is obviously, consistently finding more people because.
Like she had a friend who her dad was like legit a spy.
Oh.
And she doesn't know everything, but like now that he was retired, she like knew more stuff. But
Sure.
it was like interesting stories, or someone who just, like I told you about my sister, and like she's had a random life, like going to school, and she's lived in Tel Aviv and France and Utah.
Are you saying we should get her on? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
No, I don't know if you guys would get along.
Why? I get along with everybody.
I don't know if she would get along. I don't know. We'll see. She lives in Virginia.
I mean, I don't know if our conversation would be the same as our conversation.
No,
obviously.
no.
But
she is very...
Uptight?
No.
Just
She's
professional?
really smart. She's really smart.
Am I not quite there?
No.
You're just not quite at that
No. That's not what I'm
intelligence
saying.
level.
Like, she think you're dumb.
Politically, you guys are very opposites.
She liberal?
Very different parts. And she's not one that... And I don't feel like you would be like, we can't have a conversation even though we don't believe the same, like, have the same things. But it's just... She's very passionate.
I like passion. Yeah. I think with me, I'm actually when it comes to politics, I think I'm pretty open-minded actually.
Yeah. Well, and I said that to McKenna today, and I was just like, I feel like I could ask him and he would explain, or like someone would be like, no, explain this to me, or you're like, explain to me why you like, oh, okay, I understand that. Like you would understand what someone is talking about, even if you're like, I don't think that, but I thank you for sharing your view or whatever, and I don't think you'd be like, well, you're a dumbass. So
No,
I mean, you might think that later, but you would.
Yeah,
like,
I wouldn't vocalize it.
Yeah, you'd be pretty like.
I'd be more curious to understand why they think like that.
Yeah, like
for sure.
Curious of like, why do you think that?
Yeah, why?
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So
I'm curious, what it's like raising Sadie. When you have a child who has autism, what's that like? Because I think that's a unique experience. Obviously, you work from home, you run your own business, and you have a child who has. I don't know what severity of a disability, but
now there's levels. But when we got her tested, there was no levels. Like there's.
Like originally.
Yeah, when we got her tested, it was like level 1 autism, and she doesn't have a level. And so people, like, I think I looked it up and I was like, I think she'd be like a level 1, 2. But like, it just depends. But like, I'm obviously not a medical person. I just
Right.
know her.
I'm so sorry. Kel, let's charge the other battery while, so we can get some juice in. Thank you. Sorry, keep going.
So, but it's just interesting. I'm really grateful, though, that this is happening now and not like 20 years ago.
Sure.
Because there's so many more.
I mean, when they just used to throw them in like a...
Not necessarily, not autism, but they would just think she was like stupid.
Right.
And whatever. And even a lot of these kids, or if you probably thought about it, and you're probably not the right age, but like my age, because I'm just a little bit older.
A little bit.
People who are probably on the spectrum, especially high functioning, and I don't even like saying high functioning because that sounds like, oh, but you just had that weird kid in your class
Sure.
that maybe
Yeah.
were really obsessed with trains.
Mm.
I'm not kidding. Or like they were really hyper focused on that one thing.
Right.
And then, but like brilliant.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
like, so Sadie didn't talk, but then I know one of my clients, her son's in his early 20s, mid 20s. He was an early talker, but like socially, it was way worse.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying? So other people, it's just very different. And that's one of the things with autism is it's a spectrum.
Yeah.
And it's all over the place. And she actually...
Sorry, Mikkel's just in an interesting spot. They're trying to charge it. Keep going, though.
Make sure I wasn't in the camera, but I'm not.
Yeah, you're good.
There's just... Because, like, I think Sadie... Well, not I think. I know that she knows a whole lot more of what is going on
Right.
than... Because, like, sometimes she says things and you're like, that actually... She's been saying things like, lately, not understanding or not listening. Meaning, I'm not listening to her and I don't understand. She doesn't want to do that.
I see.
I'll ask her to do something. She's like, not understanding. I was like, hey, let's go, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, not understanding. Like, I don't want to do that.
I see.
And so I think she understands a whole lot more. She knows she's like really crazy with directions. So we just had to get her new glasses again. And we like drove into the...
Doesn't know directions or really good with
No,
them?
really good. Like,
Oh, I see.
we drove into like the shopping center where her glasses place is, and she was like pissed. As soon as we got on that street, like she like knew exactly where we were, and she didn't want to go in.
I see.
Like she knew where we were. And
So she's very aware.
She's very aware. And like one time we were driving home, and I was on like power, and we turned on to Warner, and she was like, "No home." And it's like she knew where we were going home. I mean, there were teenagers who wouldn't know where we were
Right.
going, and she just...
AKA
My siblings, yeah.
What'd you say? AKA who?
Mitchell.
Mitchell. But like seriously, like I'll ask someone, I'll be like, "Where do you live?" And she's like, like one of the youth, and they're like, "By McDonald's." Like
By
they like have
McDonald's,
no
yeah.
idea. And then, but Sadie will know, and she has a really good memory. Just I think so. It's really interesting. So my job is to basically be her advocate and be her voice because she doesn't have a voice.
Sure.
She's saying a whole lot more words. Shut up. Stupid.
Nothing better than church. Shut up, Mom.
Shut up. Or just when she yells my name.
Yeah.
Like now she just calls me Vanessa sometimes.
Vanessa.
Like when I'm not paying attention to her, she's like, Vanessa.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh. So, but it's really interesting. Like I said, I'm so grateful. So I have clients who have some kids who have Down syndrome. And those people, it's like 30 years ago, you just took care of them and they might read or not read or whatever.
Right.
And then now it's like, go to college if you want. Like there's so
Right.
many things you can do. And then getting services through the state. Like I wouldn't be able to get all these things. So when we first started doing all the stuff with her and I was trying to get her state services, I was denied twice.
Yeah.
The third time I got it. But we gotten denied and I just had Eva. But I really wanted to start some of her therapies, and I had been in waiting list for like a year. And we started ABA, Applied Behavioral Analysis. And I decided to just pay out of pocket. And we had to meet our deductible and all the stuff first. But in about 5 months, I paid about $7,000.
Oh, wow.
It was like every time I knew the therapist was coming, it was going to be like
A big charge.
$150
Yeah, that sucks.
at least. And ABA was like 10 to 15 hours a week that they wanted to really work with her. And like, you just have to do that. And it was one of those things that I talked to my parents. I was like, hey, if there was any money you were ever going to gift them for like a car or something in the future.
Right.
If you want to gift us some money to pay for this therapy, that's great. And I took money out of her savings because, like, who cares if she, like, this is to help her reach
she needs
as
it,
savings.
right?
Like,
Yeah.
you know, if before your parents did something for you when you needed all your back stuff, instead of being like, no, that's for when he's older.
Right.
Like, you needed it then, not
Right.
when you're older.
Well, and you're still trying to help her develop as a human being.
And so, and I'm just really lucky. And I didn't have as hard of it. I know a lot of people have. You do go through mourning that of the kid you thought you could have.
Yeah.
But
Explain that a little bit, because I think it's hard for people who don't have that situation to understand that.
So she is turning 11.
Yeah.
And right now, because like some of my friends' kids, they're like the same age. One girl, she's 2 days older.
Okay.
She's totally like starting to get into makeup. She wants a phone, all these things. Like Sadie doesn't care. Sadie sings Wheels on the Bus.
Yeah.
Like literally.
Yeah.
All the time. And like wears her like unicorn headphones. And then there'd be other like almost 11-year-olds would be like no unicorn headphones.
Right. That's not cool.
So, but it's like she doesn't care about makeup and all that stuff. So you're kind of like, I'm not going to have that experience of like her going to her first dance or like a date or something, or like the things I do with my second daughter is not the same that I do with Sadie.
Sure.
And so you kind of have to mourn that what you pictured your child to be like.
Interesting. Okay.
And I don't even think about it because she's turning 11, so I've gotten past that. But sometimes it's just so frustrating because she's really frustrating. All my kids are. I love them dearly, but they're super frustrating. We just always have to thank our parents that they didn't murder us when we were children. Like, seriously. Like, I understand why people just... They're super overstimulated, and then they kill their kids. Like,
yeah, kids are tough.
Like, kids
I don't have any, but
Yeah,
it is interesting, especially when you like. I don't have my own kids yet, but
that you know of.
That I know. Yeah, some might be out there. No, I'm just kidding. But there are times where I've tried to get better at understanding my parents and their background and who they are. You know, how they were raised.
Yeah.
And you start to realize
why they did what they did.
Yeah, you know, because as a kid you don't pick up on that stuff, but then you meet your grandparents, you see something, or you see their siblings and how they interact. You go, oh, that's okay.
So like going back, so it's like Sadie. So if you think you're gonna have this baby and everything's gonna be fine, and then. So she walked really early, and then she's like almost starting to talk, and then she just wasn't quite getting there.
Yeah.
But she was my first one, and so you're like, well, I don't know.
That's probably a little scary too.
Well, and you were like, maybe she just needs longer because late talkers, all those things. So my brother-in-law came to me, child psychologist, and he's just like, hey, we're noticing some things. Now, how he came about telling me about it was not the best. I didn't take it the best. Instead of being like, hey, I just noticed some things. Because he didn't tell me anything I didn't know.
Sure.
I did not take the information very well. I was super irritated. And, but I knew things were happening, but then like moving forward. And like I said, I have lots of different clients. So with having my business, I have this, village of people who have helped me do tons of stuff, who have gone through getting services, who someone Parks, his mom, Christy Parks, she helped me, hey, let me go look at her with my therapist eyes. That's what she said.
Oh, I see,
and
I
then
see.
helped me, one of my clients helped me signed up for AZIP, typed it up, did it on my iPad. This is exactly how you need to do for Arizona early intervention.
Yeah.
And all these people who have helped me do all this stuff. Because it's so... And that's like, I'll meet a random person, like at the playground, and you found out, and it's kind of like, my kid's autistic too.
Yeah.
And then you're like, hey, do you have services? Oh, well, do you want help? And I don't even know this person at all, but you're like, let me help you. Because it's like, oh, I have a kind of a different kid too that tries to do weird things and, whatever. Yeah. And it's just like understanding. And it's just, I think I've handled it well, but I know people who that was the worst thing that happened to them, their child getting diagnosed.
Yeah.
Or their child having any of these disabilities or being different. They look at it a few weeks ago at church, and she was just, I mean, on the floor. That was the worst she'd been for like a long time.
Sure.
And I was a little bit more upset because there were a lot of people around, and like I didn't know what to do. Like,
Right.
but like she would have meltdowns in the middle of the store, and people just like look at you and like, yep,
Yeah.
like you don't
Just
know.
is what it is. Yeah.
So now, when you see someone being a certain way, like my dad said this when we were at Disneyland. He goes, now that I know, I see kids doing something, like a kid was eating ice cream and he just sitting in the middle of the walkway.
Right.
And he was like, I would have thought that kid's being a brat. And that mom just stood around him to make sure no one like hit them. And he goes, I would just think that kid's being a brat, grab that kid, go smack him, and and then he realized that kid probably is overstimulated, has some issues, and he's doing the best he can. And that mom is just waiting until they calm down. Because that happened when we were at Disneyland, and Sadie just lay down in the middle. And I was like, okay, you can't do that. You're going to get stepped on. And I would just move her to like an edge, and I'd be like, okay, cry.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's just things, and people look at you, and I'm like, yeah, what's your excuse? Like, I mean, like, you just have to get over it. Do I allow her to... I don't allow her to just do anything she wants.
Right.
But, like, I know she's going to make a little bit more noise during, like, at the store, at church, just when we're out. But I don't make her go shh all the time. But when she gets too loud.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you obviously are working with her and her
But I mean, like,
ability.
I'm not going to, like, some people, and I've had people, like, give me looks, and I'm like, she's making happy noises. I'm not going to be like, shh.
Right.
I'm like, hey, we don't do that. But
I think it definitely, and I mean, you would know this best, but it probably challenges your expectations. Because I think there's a lot of times people have expectations of what life's going to bring and what life's going to look like.
You have to totally, if I thought, like, my life totally hasn't been how I thought it was going to be. And so I feel like I'm better at rolling with things because I never know what's going to happen.
Right.
Like, I don't know if we're going to have a good day or I'm going to run out of a certain snack or something's going to happen, something's going to break, an iPad's going to run out, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like the blowers, the lawn blowers, she hates those. She's gotten
really?
way better with them, but like that would set her off.
Oh,
horribly.
Interesting.
And like, let's say she doesn't have like her headphones, well, she doesn't really wear her just other headphones anymore, other than like ones for her iPad. And we would be out and she'd just be like freaking out. And there's nothing I could do about it. Like, we can't leave. Like, we're at swimming lessons and someone's like doing a blower next door. I can't, what am I going to do?
Right. You can't stop
leave.
it.
I can't, what am I going to do? Or we got to school and the blowers are out. Like, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
So, I think you just, I'm not a patient person. I'm actually really not a patient person. I get so irritated when I'm waiting for things. But with my kids, it's changed. And I've gotten more patient with her.
Yeah.
I mean, I still lose it too, but.
Yeah.
But with Sadie, it's just, I've gotten more accepting with everything, I think. Disabilities, someone's different life choices. Like, I don't know their story. I'm not doing it. Like, I don't want someone to judge me. And so I try not to judge them with everything, because someone could be like, well, you just need to be a better mom and discipline her more. And some people think, like, she's not potty trained. Could she be potty trained? Probably. I don't have the mental capacity to do that right now. It's a lot of work.
Sure.
And I'm just got her since last Thursday sleeping in her own bed, which is a big deal.
Yeah.
And people would be like, well, you just need to do it. I'm like, okay, if you feel that strongly about it, go ahead.
Yeah.
You want to do it? People always have an opinion about something that
they don't know.
They don't have anything to do. I'm like, that's really great that you think that's how it should be. Go for it.
Right.
It's like, giving people parenting advice and you're not a parent.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, let's see how that works.
Yeah. No, it definitely, people definitely take less time to understand than they should.
And I think it's gotten better and worse in a weird way. Like
How
people
so?
have been getting more tolerant of, there's so many different disabilities
Right.
and just so many different kinds of people these days. Like how people identify and whatever. And I'm not saying one's good or bad or whatever, but it's out there more because of social media and
Right.
all the stuff. So people can, okay, you want to learn more about something. All you do is go look it up and you can learn more about it. And so I feel like people are getting more accepting of certain things, like a disability, because they see it more,
Sure.
or they know more people. But then people are always like, there's so many more autistic people. Why? And I'm like, I think it's not just being diagnosed more, but also there's so much more people in the world, and we're just so much more aware.
Right.
Like instead, if you look back, I'm like, there was probably a bunch more kids in my class that were autistic, but never got diagnosed.
Sure.
Because it just made them, they had to do it. Like they didn't have the services, or they weren't in my class because they were in the other class because they were stupid.
Right.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
So, but I think but then other people are like, you're different than me. And I don't want to choose to be around you, because they do know what that person's thing is. Because people are also more vocal about.
Right.
And so they're like, no, I'm not going to be with you.
I always wonder what that's about. I mean, I guess it's kind of a deep-rooted thing in just as people being more tribal. That's kind of just kind of a human thing to start with. But I don't really understand people's desire to try and, this is my type of person, or this is what normal should be. And there's obviously
So I don't
some
use that
exceptions,
word
but
ever anymore.
right.
I don't use normal. Because what's normal?
Right.
I use typical a lot. Because normal, I mean, normally a guy your age
Sure.
would have back problems and some of your issues, right?
Right.
You'd be someone much older.
Issues.
I meant more like,
Need more tea. We'll get you some.
I've had this cough forever.
It's bronchitis, I'm telling you.
I know. I'm dying. It's the black lung.
It's the black
You don't even get that reference, do you?
black lung? Yeah, it's a Cole reference, right?
Yeah, but from what movie?
I don't know. There's a lot of
See?
Cole movies.
No.
Isn't that? Oh wait, is that rocket ship movie? What's that called?
No.
No, it's not from that. Rocket ship. Movie?
Zoolander.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh my gosh, have you never seen the Zoolander?
No, I have. Is that with Ben Stiller?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it.
He's like, I think I have the black. But his dad and brothers have been working forever in the coal mine, and he does it one day, and he's like.
So I have the black line. Oh, I see. I didn't remember that part. I've only seen it once.
Like Vince Vaughn is one of his brothers. I think it's pretty funny.
Yeah, I'll watch it again. I'll take another look.
I think I like it without the sweet.
It's not bad without either. I don't mind it. I should pour myself some. Keep going. What were we talking about?
I don't know.
Oh, normal. You're saying that.
No, but what's normal?
Right.
Like, what is the definition of a normal? You, Mikkel? Oh, are you looking it up? No, but normal. Like, what would be normal? Like abnormal. Like, why? What is normal?
Sure.
Graduating high school, going to college, getting a job.
Sure.
What if you don't go to college? Is that not normal?
Yeah.
Making your own way. Like, it's different. Like, some people would be like, oh, yeah, like, going to college is a normal thing, and other people, that's not normal for them.
Sure.
And, like, who is the one that says what is normal and what is not?
Right. I guess there's, like you said, typical. There's some typical paths that a lot of people take.
Yeah.
Or typical behaviors that a lot of people have.
I just think when someone's, like, normal, because if saying that, oh, that's not normal.
Right.
It's bad.
Yeah. Because I'm sure you could find somebody else who has that same thing.
Yeah, but it's like,
behavior.
Yeah. I just don't, it's people saying, oh, just act normal. I usually say act like a person. Have you, I don't know if you noticed, I always tell my kids to act like a person. Just act like a person, not like a dog, not like, just act like a person.
Act like a person.
Act like a person.
So how's the you mentioned that last time when you came on and then it didn't work. You mentioned that my iPad had questions.
I can't see him.
Yeah, it's blank right now because it's off. But you mentioned about maybe wanting to start a nonprofit for.
I
Sadie's
do want to start a
drawings or something?
nonprofit. So she does a lot of art, and I'd like to start a nonprofit to use her art,
Yeah,
just making people aware.
yeah,
Because if you've ever seen something and you're like, oh, like an art thing, and you're like, oh, that's interesting. Oh, this person did that. Oh, and you learn about that thing. I'm sure everybody knows something. Now I can't even think of anything. But there's lots of, like a certain artist who has a certain disability or their thing, and then
Sure.
they did this or whatever.
yeah.
Like there was an elephant that painted. I'm not saying, but I'm just saying I would use
There was
that.
an elephant that painted,
Yeah,
like legit.
yeah, or my parents have some of this art that she was like brilliant, and she was like this teenage, like a young kid, and they have some of her art.
Sure.
But it was like, then you learn about that, or someone who,
They had a special
like-
gift, but
or like there was a drummer who only had one arm.
oh, okay, yeah,
Yeah, or people who do different things.
Yeah.
But it's like bringing attention to that.
Right.
And so a nonprofit with her art could bring more attention to autism.
right,
And just giving people, I think your family, knowing us, has changed how you look at it.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like your experiences and being like, oh, they're just a little weird.
Definitely.
Or it's just like different. And then,
You have more compassion for sure.
yeah. And I think that's what having it do that. But I would also like to, so before we got services, so there are people who they're not bad enough to get any kind of services, but I think they could still benefit from social activities and different things but they don't have the money or the resources to do that. And so I would probably do kind of like so during breaks and vacations, like today, Sadie was there 9 to 1. She went to Guthrie's Mainstream Services and had like a day program. And they went to the park and had like lunch. They like during Christmas, they went to McCormick Train Park and did like a Christmas thing. But for other people, like she benefits from that, but people who don't get state services, so I pay for none of this. They don't get state services, but they could really benefit from like a special prom or a special summer program that they get to go to and be with other teens their age.
Right.
But they're not like super,
Severe.
yes, but just kind of different,
Sure.
you know.
So connecting with people who also had that circumstance or
Yeah, and just like getting around people. Like I know there's a lot of different programs, but sometimes these programs, I know they've talked about SNAP.
yeah.
It's for the older, because I remember asking Groman about, like, is there something for the younger? Mm-hmm. And he's like, well, we do SNAP, but no, we don't. And like I remember asking him just, what is something that...
Yeah, nothing really for younger
Yeah.
kids.
Well, and it's like, I send Sadie to activity days, and the girls are really awesome with her, but there's always like jerks.
Yeah, of course.
And so like, I'm not sure, it's like giving someone like a safe place to do something.
Yeah.
And like, so my nonprofit would be to like give people these opportunities that they could sign up for a summer program, like a 6-week, that they get to do all these things and learn these things, that their parents need a break, they need some socialization and just something different. I don't know when I would find time to figure all this out. I'm just trying to like clean my house
Yeah.
right now, but I just think bringing attention to it, and then also being like these people aren't weird.
Right.
I mean, we're all a little weird, right? Mm-hmm. It's your definition of normal.
Right. Yeah. No, I don't think.
And just giving people...
What's up? Did you turn off?
Just giving... I don't know. Like, I just think bringing attention to it. Anything. Mm-hmm. Like, any,
Yeah.
someone has, allergies or whatever.
Yeah, no, I think it's important to have ways that people can learn about other people's circumstances.
Well, and then also just giving other people opportunities to do, like, programs that they wouldn't have been able to.
Right. Yeah. I didn't think about that because I guess I'd heard of SNAP because of my time in the service mission and just associating with everybody in there. But I didn't know they didn't have really anything for younger kids.
Well, I mean, they do. So I work with the youth, and
Yeah.
we have some neurodivergency in our group.
Oh, for sure.
And there's some of those, but they're not bad enough to like ever get services, but they could really benefit from like
Something.
of those peers that they're all kind of in the same
The association.
situation.
Yeah.
And then you could have your typical peers. I know Chandler does different things, whether it's like basketball and they have like a player and then like a special player and then
Right.
and or bowling, or they do all these activities and a lot
Like
of
a buddy
different
system. I've seen those before.
yeah, and then they have a lot of those. I have clients who they bowl and they're on like bowling teams. Their kids have Down syndrome, and so they're like different things. But what if your disability is not severe enough to ever get services
Right.
and like to do all this extra stuff? And so those kids that just could use extra
Attention.
but like I said, I'm talking thousands and thousands of dollars that I would have to pay for all these summer programs.
Right. And then there's this
And
kind of
stuff.
group in the middle that
Because
doesn't
like
get
think
it.
about like, did you get signed up for like summer camps?
No, my parents were weird like that. They
No,
didn't
but
sign
but
me up for
what I'm saying
anything.
is like a summer camp. I mean, going to like basketball camp or whatever. Like
Yeah.
everything is going to cost money.
Right.
But let's say they just need like social camp,
Right.
like whatever, and just doing fun activities. Like I'm so grateful that she was born in a time where all this is available.
Sure.
Because a lot of these parents, you just had to figure it out yourself.
Right. But
And,
there's
like,
a fair amount.
or
But there is
like-
a fair amount in the middle that don't have that, right?
Yeah, like you just couldn't. But I just think that everyone would benefit
From
it.
something.
So I like she has all this art, and it's really interesting how she thinks,
Mm-hmm.
and like she does a piece of art every single day,
Yeah.
and it's just it's interesting.
Just an expression of
So I want
who
to
she
do
is.
something, and I'm like, who is this? And sometimes she'll tell me who everyone is, and sometimes she's like, girl. I
Girl.
was like, oh, okay. And then she's like, Donna, and I'm like, I don't even know who Donna is.
Mamma Mia, Donna. That's what it is.
Okay.
Drawing back. No, I think it's cool. I think it's a great idea. And yeah,
I mean, I know it's probably not as hard as I think to start.
it
Like I'd have to start it, but then like, okay, to move forward, and then we have this, and then, oh, now I have to put on a program? Crap,
there's definitely steps. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because I mean, like setting up I'd have to think of a name.
for sure. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
tough
I
as it
mean,
is. We
like,
saw.
I don't even know have a name for my like business.
Yeah.
I think part of it is, like I said, I want her to also have a purpose. Like, especially, let's say this was in like 5-7 years, and she
Right.
was
When she's older.
older and
Yeah.
in high school, and so she can go to school through 22. I can't remember if it's 22 or 23. Like the year she's 22, she can still continue her year. I'm always kind of fuzzy on that.
Yeah.
But I would like her to stay busy, because
Right.
what is she going to do when she's in her 20s?
Sure.
If she doesn't have a program or other things to do, I'd love her to have a job or whatever, but what can she do?
Right.
And have a purpose, and she can do art or she can do something, and then we are going to send out prints every day, and she has to help do a certain amount of things, like
Could be almost a job
a
in
job.
some essence.
Yeah, and or we have shirts that we make or whatever, and she
Right.
has to help package or whatever. I want her to have a purpose, and I
Sure.
think everybody needs a purpose,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes kids with different abilities, what is their purpose? I mean,
Yeah.
like you knew, like people going on a service mission, like that gave them a purpose.
Yeah, no,
And then
definitely.
from the service mission,
Maybe they found a skill or a job for
yeah,
sure.
or something. But just like, what are you going to do with the rest of your life?
Yeah, that's a good
I
point.
mean, everyone's trying to figure that out. I'm like, that was a joke. Like, why adults are always asking kids what they want to be when they grow up, because they're looking for ideas.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's tough.
Because, I mean, I was really lucky that I was in 3rd grade, decided I wanted to do hair. But I mean, what do you want to be when you grow up?
I'm doing it right now.
This is it.
Yeah, podcasting
For 0 money.
for 0 money. It's the life. No, it's a good question. I think a lot of people struggle to identify that in their life.
Yeah. So it would be helping my daughter at the same time as giving other people opportunities, and then just explaining. Like, I am never embarrassed to explain about her
Sure.
and talk about that.
Yeah.
And if anyone has questions, just ask me, as long as they're not being like jerks about it. Like, why does she do that?
Yeah.
Or, like everyone can say something kind of jerky.
Yeah.
But, and just people trying to learn about it instead of being like, why doesn't she be quiet? And I'm like, why don't you be quiet?
Yeah. No, I think it's needed. I think it's a great idea. So, yeah, if whenever you decide, I'm happy to help you with whatever.
I've done one thing. I went nonprofit in Arizona.
Yeah.
I looked that up and I was like, oh, okay, hang on.
There's a process.
And don't you have to have like people on your board and?
Yeah, you gotta set up a board. You have to have a website, and then you have to. Yeah.
I don't even know anything like websites.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I'd be happy to help you with some of that, but yeah, there's a few steps, and then you have to submit.
And am I gonna have a product that I have to? And then you have to. If you're gonna spend money, you have to tell them what you're gonna spend your money on, and use the money how you say you're gonna use it.
I think that's for grants. That's for grants.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Usually with filing for the nonprofit, you just have to state you have to have a website. You have to state what your mission is. Who you have to have some like 3 or 4 board members of just.
Who are your board members?
My father, my grandpa, and David are my board members currently. So yeah. And then they have some stuff about is there any other businesses that are going to be benefiting from this nonprofit. So if there's...
Are you a 501c3?
I'm a 501c3, yeah. It took about a year for mine to get through, like filing process, but you can be a pending 501c3 and still start to do stuff, so just...
I only know about all that stuff from, like, PTSO and PTO stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I was, like...
501c... No, the tax filing, yeah. So there are some steps, but it's... Like I said,
it would be... I would feel more pressure if she was, like... not turning 11.
Right. If she was 16, 17.
Yeah, like I would
sure.
want to do something. And then, but it can also turn into something like your family gets passionate about.
Yeah.
So.
And I think there's a lot. That's one thing with the nonprofit I have is you find people who have passion for whatever you're working on. There's always people. So, yeah, I think it's a great idea. So, if you ever need help with it, happy to provide. Yeah.
We're going to have to pay for you. Give you a free haircut.
Here.
What?
Your hair. Whose hair?
He already gets a free haircut because he saved
free
me.
hair.
He was I said it like 3 times. More than that. I was so I'm so glad that you helped me out. I was like, he is my hero. I was so, and it was, I don't know if it, but I was like, that was the day I already had to go pick up Eva from school. And I was like freaking out. And I was like, I just need someone to run an errand for me.
It wasn't really hard. I
I know, but I was like.
You got low battery.
I didn't know where anybody would be.
Mm-hmm. So if you want to.
Okay.
She said wrap it up.
Oh. Well.
That's why I said there's a whose hair is who.
Oh, yeah. We have a game. We have a game we're going to play. So we'll do that, and then we'll wrap it up. So.
Not a minute. An hour.
Is it dead? Is it like dead?
No, you're just low battery.
Okay. Well, thank you for coming on. I really appreciate it. I thought it was a lot of fun, and we talked about a lot of great topics. And
we didn't even talk about like anything that we talked about last time.
Yeah, it always changes. So.
I was trying to be a little bit more like, I get nervous. I'm like, what if someone gets offended of something I say? Like someone I know and I like talk crap about them.
Right. Well, if you think of something that you're like, cut that out, then I can, but I usually don't, so. So it's still running though?
Yes.
Is there anything, is it say low battery at all? Like, is there anything on the screen?
There's a blinking low battery sign.
Okay, well, so we're going to play a game because you know hair. So this is whose hair is whose.
Do you usually do games? No, I'm just really lucky.
I'm starting it up, yeah. So Kel, can you zoom in so we can on that? Yeah, make it larger, a little bit more.
I mean, I don't need you to make it bigger because I can see his face. Or you just wanted me to just see the hair and not his whole face?
Well, so the faces are blurred, so you have to guess whose face that is. So
well, I mean, that's...
Well,
just
so...
a tad.
Yeah, get a little smaller so we get this.
There you go.
Okay, so Kel, you can officiate this game. I won't be guessing, but... So I don't know how many there are, but you'll guess, and then we'll show you the real one.
Do I get a present? I mean, do I get a prize?
Yeah, a Bloom drink that you brought. No, just kidding.
So, what am I supposed to say?
Just, I mean, the first one's
there
up
like
there.
the
First
music?
one, you're guessing whose hair is
Game
this?
show music? Abraham Lincoln.
That would be correct.
You just gotta scroll down. You've got to reveal. That is correct. Abraham Lincoln.
What if you like just put a random face on?
Yeah. You got it wrong. Sorry.
Okay.
That'd be really sad if I
And change the battery pack.
All right, we'll put this one on. We'll go to this.
Do you always run out of battery, or is it just me?
No, they always run out. We also, yeah. I mean, we've been going for a bit too.
Yeah, we've been going for an hour and 46 minutes.
Yeah, they usually last about an hour and 30 minutes each. But
Yeah.
where's my?
Your tripod?
Yeah, it's in here somewhere.
I also still want to have a life before I go to bed.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
If
I'm
I
just-
knew
I'm
you were
just
coming,
going
I would have
through
brought that
it.
soup that I kind of teased about yesterday.
Oh, the
It was good. I had some more
smells like
today.
old lady or something, or old lady throw up.
She said it tastes. Mom, it smells like old lady throw up.
Yeah.
Wow, sounds appetizing.
I know, but she's just a jerk. I mean, I love her. 2 weeks from today.
Maybe low. Yeah, there you go. That's
I
good.
can't do 2 weeks.
Don't cut her out so much.
I'm not trying to. She's
No,
also
you're
gonna
not
lean forward a
trying to.
bit.
There you go. That's good.
Okay, now we're back and rolling. I also have no ears right now, so I can't hear any of the reactions you put on the.
Oh, you can.
Oh, it was
Did you
like
just die?
boop boop boop. It was like
Did you hear the little thing die or whatever? Yeah. Yeah,
no. She like had a.
Oh, the sound effects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, next up we have. Whose hair is this?
So I started you with an easy one, Abraham Lincoln. So.
Well, so I have 2 guesses.
Okay.
All right.
Is it Mel Gibson?
So tell us your guesses, and then we'll go for the
Well-
official guess.
Mel Gibson or.
Or what's your other
Well,
guess?
He kind of looks like the guy from Full House.
Who was that?
Not
The guy that played Uncle Jesse.
no, the other one.
The dad?
No,
The main
other
guy.
one. His name is
The uncle.
so not
The-
John Stamos
Not
and
John
not
Stamos.
Bob Saget.
Oh.
The other
The
one
only two I know.
who dated Alanis Morissette.
Okay. I don't know his name, but
It would take me a minute. Uncle Joey was his name, but I'm not sure. But also, you have to think of whoever this is. He's probably had lots of different hair, right?
probably. So which do you
I'm
think?
just gonna say Mel Gibson,
Mel Gibson.
but I don't know who it is.
And
Bruh.
where is it?
It's nobody.
Keep scrolling down. Maybe it's on the next page.
Hello.
Was it correct? No. Wait. Did you delete it?
I didn't delete it. I didn't touch it all.
Oh my.
It was
John Travolta. It's John Travolta.
See, but I don't think that's John. Like that's like a weird picture of John.
I should have done his grease hair. That would have been.
Okay, so like,
Whose
is
hair
that
is
Beyonce?
this?
Is that your final answer?
Oh.
You can't scroll too quick.
No, I mean yes,
She
I knew
said
it was Beyonce.
Beyonce.
See,
It's
that's the
pretty
thing
obvious.
is like
That's Beyonce. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Give us some build up here, Kel.
I'm sorry.
And then it was never. I didn't get a sound.
All right.
Who is this?
Will Smith.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Okay. Will Smith.
Is it Will Smith?
But this is the thing too, is like even if you know
barely
hair.
see the mouse. Matt, your head's in the
Oh,
way.
sorry.
I can barely see the screen, anyways. You'd be correct. It's Will Smith.
It's Will Smith.
See, it'd be better if you just had like their hair.
Who este this?
I don't even know who. I don't. Well, I don't
Who
know.
could it be?
Would I even know who this person is?
Yeah. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
you
For
sure?
sure. For
For
sure.
sure.
Are you
For sure.
sure?
Now,
For
this
sure.
isn't their regular hair.
Okay. You can't be given
Yeah,
hints.
but like,
Any clue? Women do their hair so many other ways.
is this a?
I low-key wish I was playing this against you, but I know all
Well,
of them, so
okay,
because I
look
put them
at
together.
the frame of the person.
Come on, you can get this.
You would think that's a
You can
woman.
get this.
No, it's not a woman though, right? Like, I don't think it's a woman.
Oh, it's a woman.
It
I
is?
promise you, it's a woman.
Who did you think it was? Timothy Chalamet?
No, I don't know who this is. I have no idea. I have
No idea?
I have no
Take
idea.
it-
Just
take a
throw a
gander.
wild swing.
I have no.
Just say some random,
Jennifer Goodwin.
Jennifer Goodwin.
whoever that is.
And you don't even know who that is.
That's your final guess?
Yes.
Okay,
I don't know
alright.
who it is.
And oh, do you need to see the screen? Yeah, you're on it. Oh, almost, Kel. Go back. Right there.
Maybe you should just get a smaller head.
Anne Hathaway. Yeah, I picked that one on purpose. I knew that would be tricky.
Oh, is that like
Okay.
after she shaved her head for like
Les Mis? I don't know.
Matt, I
Probably.
still can't see it. You gotta
Oh, my
just
bad,
move
my
your
bad.
head. Or
Be
you can
shorter.
Matt, just take the mouse and do it yourself.
Oh yeah.
okay.
Wow, that would be smart.
Okay.
Just took
On to the
6
next.
tries.
Okay. Now the next one.
Who is this?
So
Demonic
I don't
being.
like her.
You
I'm
don't.
like, you know how like other people like love her?
So you feel confident you know who this is?
Oh, it's Oprah.
It's Oprah?
Yeah.
Is that
Is
your
it
final?
Oprah?
Yeah.
Is it Oprah?
Yeah.
Okay.
People like love her. I do not. I don't think she's that awesome.
You just not find her entertaining or what?
No, I think she thinks like she's awesome. Like everyone's like, "Oh, she's so great," and I'm like,
Yeah, I'll be honest. I've never really watched the show, so.
"No, not even the show. Just like as a
I kinda
person."
think she's all that in a
Yeah,
bag
like-
of chips, and you're like, bro. Well, it's like when she asked everyone to like donate to her Hawaii Fire, like
Then none of it made there.
foundation, and I'm like, don't you have like billions of dollars that you can donate
Yeah,
yourself?
I just don't.
She's using her influence for good, Kel.
Girl, use your money. Next.
All right. This is a tricky one. Maybe the hardest one we have on here,
Yeah, for real. Don't know who that is.
arguably.
Harder than Anne Hathaway, to be honest.
But I like how. Did you blur the faces?
I did blur.
Yeah.
But
You
look,
can see like
Like how
essence
they
of
look
it.
like demonic beings.
like if I was like Draco Malfoy from like.
Look, yeah, it's all
So
it
when I
does.
did McKenna's hair today, at first it was like really like whatever, and I kind of slicked her hair back, and that's
Yeah.
what she said. But we didn't say him. But Donald Trump, President Donald Trump. Should I say that now
Yeah, he's
for
been
today?
inaugurated, so.
Is it Draco or Donald Trump?
I don't. I think his ears
Is there
are
a
too
drum roll,
big to be Draco.
There's
Like
no
that, you know,
This
the
is
older
aged
you
out
get, the
Draco.
bigger your ears get.
True.
There's no drum roll
But you
on
can't hear
this.
better. I know. You're correct. It's Donald Trump. Very
Is that the
good.
last one?
No. There's one more. This is for.
I
This is.
think that was cheap, Anne Hathaway. That was a cheap one because like her hair is like that was not.
Well, you've
typical
only
hair.
you've only gone 2 wrong so far.
And
Like
seriously,
the rest were like easy.
Yeah, I threw a variety. You know.
and John Travolta, that was like weird hair though.
I mean, you
I
know,
didn't get it either.
this is the test of your skills on as a hairdresser. So I don't know. What does that tell you? 2 for 8, or wait, no. What was that? What's the math on that? If she misses 2, so she's.
You know, it'd be really funny if it was like pictures of like these, like him specifically without a shirt on. Like who, if you could figure out which one
by
was
the body.
which.
Oh, by the body?
Yeah.
Should we
I
do
mean,
that
only
next time?
only certain of these ones. Like
Do that next time.
Like Chris Hemsworth and
Yeah.
Of course, she wants the
Henry
one with
Cavill.
shirtless bodies.
Yeah, right.
No, I'm just saying, like,
I
don't
wonder
you
why.
think, like, let's just say, like, the Avengers, and you didn't have their heads and just their bodies. Like, you think you can figure out who was who?
With the suits or no suits?
No.
Oh,
just
just straight
their
naked.
body?
no. Well, no. I
you
meant
mean,
their
like-
chest.
Do you
Okay.
mean- Do you mean like they did
Let's
it?
do it off the
Like
legs.
Chris, like just the Chris's. Let's just do the Chris's.
Let's do it off
Well,
of
like,
their calves.
Evans,
They even did,
Hemsworth, Pratt.
Do it off their calves. Only show their calves.
No,
Yeah, but
they've done it
calves-
before, but they've done it with like their biceps.
Can you tell that's mine?
They done with the biceps in like different movies. Like
Yeah.
they've been like, oh, whose bicep is this?
Yeah.
And they're like,
Okay, so
oh,
this
it's
is
gotta be
Chris
and then it's
Hemsworth.
like,
Chris Hemsworth? Is that
Yes.
your final answer?
It is my.
Okay, so right now you're 6 for 8. So if you get this, you're 7 for 8. No, wait, no,
I missed 2.
she missed 2. So she's
she's 6 for 8 right now.
wait. Then it's,
I've missed 2.
If she misses this,
Then
then she's
I'm
5 for 8.
oh yeah. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, that's fine.
It's Chris Hemsworth.
Is that the
For
last one?
the horn. That's the last one. Good job. I'm impressed.
I mean, I could just so.
Your final score
You got more than I
is
thought you were.
6 out of 8.
I
So,
didn't know
but
that.
I also know. I'm also that's one of my things. I know people. Like I can be like, oh these. So there's this game that I'll play. You'll say a movie,
Yeah.
and then you do an actor, and then the next person you go like if I said like Avengers, the very
Yeah,
first one,
yeah.
and you would say an actor.
You really want to see the Avengers? With
No, I'm
shirtless
just
don't
saying.
you?
I could say something super obscure like Willow.
Yeah. Okay,
then-
Avengers. I get you.
Okay, so and then name an actor from the Avengers.
Chris Hemsworth.
Chris Hemsworth. And then I could say something like Ghostbusters, the newest Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
The one with the girls. And then you could name, but it's like going back and forth. Like I can tell you,
Like the movie
yeah,
association.
associated, but also you go back like an actor. Like let's say I did say Willow. Have you ever
Sure.
seen Willow?
Nope.
Don't even know what you're talking
Let's try another.
Goonies. Have you ever seen Goonies?
Yes.
Okay.
No.
Do you know who's in Goonies?
Yeah, there's that one actor.
There's a few different actors.
He played Thanos too.
Yeah. So Josh Brolin.
Josh Brolin.
So
Yep.
Josh Brolin. He's also in like
A ton of other stuff.
Deadpool.
Yeah.
Or he's in.
Or
Sorry, but he's like you could say it's like.
No Country for Two Old Men.
Is he in that one?
I think so.
But like that's the thing is like I can tell you like really obscure movies that someone's like been in, like
could say,
Zoolander. Like Vince Vaughn's in the Zoolander.
Yeah.
You didn't know that?
Oh, I
He's
did.
also
Like
in like
Brokeback
Swingers.
Mountain.
Yeah.
And he's in who?
And The Breakup.
Brokeback Mountain.
Who's in Brokeback Mountain?
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Jake Gyllenhaal and
Ledger.
Heath Ledger.
Who else? Who are the wives?
I have
No idea. Never
See?
seen it.
I've never seen it
the
either.
movie.
I have never seen it.
Yeah.
I just see. I don't even
only
have to see a movie.
Clips, I only see
But, like,
clips,
you-
see clips on Instagram, and it's like
Well,
the latest one I saw of it was like it was a gym one, and it's like
That's not. Maybe we shouldn't talk about that.
well, I'm impressed. You did a great job. So
I'm kind of offended that you didn't think I could make it, like do them.
I didn't know. I thought Chris Hemsworth was gonna be a harder one for you, but I just didn't know.
No.
So good job.
Oh,
Great
we're
work.
shaking
I
hands.
told him
Yep.
to do Henry Cavill.
Oh, I should have.
His wife, his girl, his fiance had their baby.
His fiance has a what?
They had a baby.
Really?
Yeah, he's a dad. He's a daddy.
Oh.
Dang, what are you gonna do now?
Well, I
Not
mean,
date him.
oh my gosh, like it's sweaty. It's like sweaty.
Okay.
Oh.
All right. Good
I need to go pee.